If you've played Clash of Clans for any time at all, then you know that hero upgrades are easily the hardest thing to manage in the game. I made a video a couple months ago going over why this is, but essentially, the two ways to upgrade heroes, leveling them up and upgrading equipment, work against each other. Since your heroes are unusable when you're upgrading them, it makes it practically impossible to 3-star bases, which is what you need to push in ranked and win wars to gain the ore you need to upgrade equipment. Well, recently, I started hearing more and more about FWA Clans, and how they allow members to participate in wars with their heroes down and guarantee a 50% war win rate. I decided to look into it more to see if it's something I could recommend to my viewers, and what I found is one of the most ingenious systems that allows players to easily progress through the game. I keep forgetting to do this in videos, but please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I have a bunch of guides on my channel and even more planned that you won't want to miss. If you're interested in a full account review where I let you know exactly what to do to progress your base, lab, and equipment as quickly as possible, then consider becoming a channel member. If you want to see how the account reviews work, I have a playlist on my channel containing the ones I turned into videos. Now back to FWA Clans. FWA stands for the Farm War Alliance, and what they do is abuse the war weight system that the game uses to match clans in war to get into wars with other clans in their alliance. If you haven't heard about war weight before, don't worry, I'll go over it in this video, but first, let's figure out if FWA clans are right for you. The main reason to join an FWA clan is to be able to do wars with your heroes down, but even with them up, these clans provide stress-free wars with a guaranteed 50% war win rate. The way the war win bonus works is that you get 100% of the loot for a win, 50% for a loss, and 57% for a draw. I think it was supposed to be 75% and there was a typo in the code or something. What this means is that draws are essentially the same as a loss since you get the same amount of starry ore for both. Since FWA clans guarantee a 50% war win rate, you are guaranteed to get up to 18 starry ore every 2 wars if you're Town Hall 16 and up. Wars are completely luck based. Since everyone has 2 attacks, there can be situations where your clan has a perfect war, and even when the opponent fails on a base multiple times, they finally 3-star it, ending the war as a draw. You pretty much just have to hope that your opponents don't use all their attacks for you to get a win. So let me explain how FWA clans guarantee a 50% win rate. If you want more info or are interested in joining an FWA clan, I would recommend checking out their website and guide, both of which will be linked below. Huge shout out to Rima, Ragnar, 02, and everyone else who didn't want to be named for reaching out to give me info for the video. I always strive to keep my videos as factual as possible, so I appreciate the help. Both Ragnar and 02 asked me to shout out that WSA Discord. They have a bunch of FWA clans, so if you want to find one, I'll link the server in the description for you to check out. If you ever wondered how matchmaking for wars works, it's done based on war weight, and the way to calculate it is extremely simple. All you have to do is go to your village during a battle day of a war and check how much gold is available in your town hall. Then you times this by the amount of gold storages you have plus 1, since the town hall counts as a storage as well, and that's your war weight. Now, anyone who's played Clash of Clans for a while will remember engineered bases from back in the day. You used to be able to upgrade your town hall without placing all of your buildings, and actually when the game came out, you could sell buildings as well, but that's a whole other thing. Anyways, this allowed you to essentially solely focus on offensive upgrades and create accounts that would be able to 3-star maxed out bases while keeping your war weight low to cause unfair matchups for the opponent. FWA uses this system differently though. By having a ton of clans in the alliance that stay between 4 million and 7 million total war weight, they set a time for every clan to start searching for a war and are able to match their clans together to guarantee that they can decide who wins to keep that 50% war win rate. But how do they decide which of the 2 clans deserves to win the war? Well, they use a point system, and this is what showed me just how well designed FWA clans are. When 2 clans match up, the one with more points gets the win. When the clans have the same amount of points, the winner is decided based on the clan tag. Using my 2 clans as an example, if they were matched up in an FWA war and had the same amount of points, we see that the first character of each tag is 2, so we move on to the next, which is J for Drew took my clan and C for Drew stole my clan, which means that Drew took my clan would be given the win in this war. When you win, you drop 1 point, and when you lose, you gain 1 point. And this simple system will average out over time to a 50% win rate for any given clan. However, the clans can also have their points adjusted for a couple other reasons. Let's start by going over mismatches and blacklist wars. Mismatches are simple enough. You matched with a clan outside of the alliance, so the outcome doesn't affect your points. However, FWA clans are encouraged to reach out to the clan they match with to strike a deal with them. If your clan ever matches with an FWA clan, you should 100% talk to them and take their deal. They They will let you win the war and just ask that you adjust your bases to make it as easy as possible for them to gain clan XP and war stars for their profiles. On top of this, since they use easy to 3-star bases, the war will be stress-free for your clan. If you refuse to do this and fight them, just know you're wasting your time and energy for no reason. For some reason, there's people who are so chronically unemployed they spend their time purposefully matching up with FWA clans to farm war win streaks. This is what's known as a blacklist war. When an FWA clan runs into one of these clans, they can gain points by changing at least 30 of their bases to war bases, getting an average destruction over 60%, and winning the war. I know getting 60% destruction sounds like nothing, but you have to remember that FWA members usually have all their heroes down, which makes it a little bit harder to attack. I get that going against FWA clans in war will give free wins, but using them to get win streaks is just pathetic. People who do that are like the real life version of Cartman when he goes to join the Special Olympics because he thinks it'll be an easy win. Now, you might think that since clans can only gain points against blacklist clans, this will end up with all the FWA clans constantly getting higher and higher in points, but there's penalties for clans and players that do not follow the rules, labeled as sanctions in the guide. The graphic they provide is a bit confusing at first, but essentially there's a separate point system used to determine the penalty a clan receives for every rule they break during a given war. This means that clans that break the rules consistently will drop in points and get less wins overall. So an FWA clan could easily get a better win rate than 50% just by following the rules and performing well against blacklisted clans. Honestly, the best feature of FWA clans is that you don't even need to worry about any of that if you're not leading the clan. If you're a member in one of them, then all you have to do is have your war base set up to their specifications and you're good. I mean, look at how long the clan member responsibility blurb is. 4 sentences. Your war attacks will be easy to do since everyone has the same base design, and for CWL you're guaranteed around 300 medals a month since they do what's called Lazy CWL. There was an amazing post on Reddit explaining how it works, and shout out to Godly for creating it. Essentially, you create a new clan, bring in a bunch of high-level accounts, and get a placement of Masters 1. Then in the next 2 CWLs, the clan is used by lower-leveled accounts, and even though they get last place, the medals you get for losing in any league are around the same you get for placing first in the league below. If you're at a lower town hall, you can gain way more medals this way than you would playing CWL normally, and FWA clans will accept anyone if they have the space, not only their members. I'll probably make a whole video just talking about Lazy CWL and how to use CWL medals because I think a lot of players could benefit from it. Now, I know this video has just been me hardcore glazing FWA clans, rightfully of course, but there are some reasons you might not want to join one. Most notably, if you want to play in competitive wars, then FWA clans are not for you. You also do have to ask your leaders for permission to upgrade your town hall, as they have a composition of different level town halls they have to try and maintain, as well as the overall war weight of the clan. 02 said it's not usually an issue, but it's definitely an inconvenience. The biggest problem is definitely that it can be hard to find FWA clans that allow rushing. If you're rushing, it could also be easier to just wait until you get to town hall 17 or 18 before looking for an FWA clan, so you don't have to ask permission as you upgrade your town hall every week. Honestly, I find that the statement that it's hard to find clans in general as a rusher is just not true. It might be slightly harder, but there are tons of clans in the game. Just be upfront when you're searching and look outside of the game. The last reason to not join an FWA clan is that you can farm more ore in a clan that's doing regular wars. Like I said before, regular wars are completely luck-based. Even with that, if your clan is consistent, you can easily have a win rate above 50%. I had one around 75% while I was warring with a bunch of my own accounts, and in DTMC we have around a 66% win rate without me doing anything other than telling everyone to use their attacks. Of course, FWA clans do allow you to farm ore without having to try hard attacks, so if the little bit of extra ore isn't a big deal to you, an FWA clan might be perfect. But how do you find FWA clans? Well, they actually have a really simple method to stand out in the game. While Trump might not know Lesotho exists, FWA clans do, and since it's a country that doesn't have a lot of clans with their location set to it, FWA clans decide to be Britain in Clash of Clans and take it for themselves. All you have to do is sort the notice board or clan search with the location set to Lesotho and raise the clan level a bit, and you'll easily find a bunch of FWA clans. Fun fact, Lesotho is actually the country with the highest HIV rate in the world. Wait, that's not fun. Well, anyways, every FWA clan's description will contain the diamond emojis surrounding FWA, so you can tell they're part of the alliance. Diamonds are actually Lesotho's second biggest export after water. I guess using the water emoji instead of the diamond might have given people the wrong idea about the alliance. Discord seems to be required for all the clans, so you will have to use it if you want to join one. Also, make sure to check out the WSA Discord server linked below. If you're a leader that's interested in joining the FWA with your clan, then you can find their contact info and requirements listed on their website. Now you know all the basics of FWA Clans. If you're planning on joining one, definitely check out their docs and website I listed below, and please make sure to subscribe. I swear I'll start uploading a lot more. I have a lot of other guide videos planned that you won't want to miss out on. Shout out to all my whale tier members. I appreciate your support a bunch as it allows me to continue making videos. By the way, seeing a country's biggest export being goddamn water, or as they call it, white gold, kind of makes me realize how much I take it for granted. Alright, I'll stop yapping before this turns into one of my streams. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you later.